Eliza Marin was 13 when she first spoke about the city. It had narrow silver streets, buildings shaped like prisms, and a giant statue of a faceless woman. No one knew what she was talking about. Not her parents, not her teachers, not even the internet. She insisted she wasn't making it up. She had lived there. The problem was, the city didn't exist. Anywhere. At first, her parents thought it was just a phase. Kids make things up, they daydream. But Eliza wasn't inventing stories. She drew maps, detailed ones, of streets that connected perfectly from one page to the next. She named buildings, described holidays, and sketched a language no one recognized. She called it Caelira, not a word from any known language. No results online, no ancient references, nothing in mythology. Just that one name, said with eerie confidence. When asked where she learned it, she always replied, "I didn't learn it, I remember it." Her mother eventually found a notebook under Eliza's bed. It wasn't just doodles, it was a journal, full of entries about Caelira, descriptions of its festivals, rules, food, even the way their currency shimmered in the light. One page ended with a single chilling line. "These aren't dreams, they're memories." Concerned, her parents contacted Dr. Howard Lanes, a child psychiatrist. He had seen fantasy-prone children before. He wasn't worried, but Eliza was different. The way she spoke about Caelira, it wasn't play, it was personal. After 3 weeks, the doctor said something he'd never said before. "This isn't a delusion. She believes every word." During their sessions, Dr. Lanes asked Eliza to draw anything she remembered. She sketched a crest, a circle, split down the middle by a vertical line. She called it Caelira's emblem. She also described their calendar, 9 months with 40 days each. No one could trace the symbols. They weren't part of any known system. Eliza's story stayed quiet until a podcast picked it up. A small mystery show featured her case. Within days, the episode blew up. Dozens of people messaged the host, claiming they dreamed of the same city. Some even described the same statue. Others remembered the emblem. It wasn't just her anymore. A subreddit appeared overnight. R. Remembering Caelira. Users posted sketches of architecture they had seen in dreams. Towers, walkways, bridges in impossible shapes. One shared a photo from 1993. In the background, the word Caelira was scrawled across a wall. The handwriting matched Eliza's exactly. Within 2 weeks, the subreddit vanished. No explanation, no archive. Accounts were suspended, even ones with no posts. Users reported being locked out of their devices. One received a message: "You are not authorized to remember this." That same week, 2 men in gray suits came to Eliza's home. They didn't identify themselves. They offered assistance and support, but avoided saying from where. Her parents declined. The next day, Eliza didn't show up to school. She was gone, and no one ever filed a missing persons report. For days, local reporters tried to reach the Marin family. No one answered the door. Neighbors said they left in the middle of the night. No bags, no goodbye. Their house sat empty for weeks. Then one day, a new family moved in. All of Eliza's belongings were gone, completely erased. On an obscure forum, a user claimed to have met Eliza under a different name. He said she now went by Nara and lived in the Mojave Desert with others like her. "She still talks about Caelira," he wrote. "They all do." The post was deleted within minutes. A former therapist published a paper describing a patient who recalled a city with no sky. Under hypnosis, she spoke in a language unknown to the therapist. The symbols matched Eliza's drawings. The paper was withdrawn after 1 week. The author's license was quietly revoked. Dr. Ian Kessler, a cognitive historian, began collecting every piece of the Caelira phenomenon. Maps, transcripts, recordings, sketches. He published an open theory. We're not dealing with false memory. We're dealing with suppressed memory. shared memory. Kessler's research uncovered a strange timeline. Sightings of the city through dreams or memory, always clustered around solar eclipses. The same dates, years apart, as if something opened briefly and closed again. What if Caelira isn't gone, he wrote. What if it's phased? A woman in Hungary, a boy in Argentina, and a retired pilot in Japan all claimed to have visited Caelira in their sleep. None had ever heard of Eliza, yet they described the same plaza, the same curved towers, the same scent of the air, burnt violet and stone. One detail returned again and again, a broken clock tower at the city's center. Every person described it stuck at the same time, 2:36 a.m., always shattered. No one knew why. One dreamer called it the moment the city cracked through. A user posted a top-down map of Caelira, stitched together from dozens of sketches. It formed a perfectly symmetrical spiral. Civil engineers began analyzing it and found something shocking. The structure followed a layout optimized for gravitational equilibrium. No known city is built like this, one said. But it would work. Linguists who studied Eliza's writings noted something disturbing. The language had grammar, structure, internal logic, not random gibberish. It was teachable. Even more chilling, it began completing itself. AI models trained on her journals started producing coherent phrases, as if the language wanted to live. In 2023, a radio telescope in Utah picked up a faint but regular signal. It pulsed in a repeating rhythm. 9 tones. Pause. 1 long tone. When mapped sonically, the waveform resembled the emblem of Caelira. The signal stopped after 37 minutes. The telescope operator never worked again. A security camera at a Nevada rest stop captured a girl resembling Eliza. She was with an older man in a gray coat. When enhanced, his jacket bore a symbol, half a circle, split vertically. The same emblem. The footage was pulled offline within hours. In 2024, a whistleblower leaked documents labeled Project Whisper, dozens of blacked-out pages. One remained intact. Subject EM displays consistent recall of Sector Caelira. Discontinuation recommended. The initials matched. The context didn't. In a Midwest attic, a box of schoolwork was uncovered. Inside was a drawing by an 8-year-old named Thomas. A silver city. A faceless statue, scribbled at the bottom. I used to live here. The year? 1962. 30 years before Eliza was born. Dozens of users who posted about Caelira stopped logging in. Emails bounced. Phones disconnected. Some profiles posted strange final messages. I'm going back. They're calling. One just said, 9 and 1. That's the gate. Dr. Kessler proposed a final idea before vanishing himself. Caelira is not in the past or future. It's lateral, a mirror city in phase with ours. He believed people like Eliza weren't imagining Caelira. They were leaking it from wherever it really was. A ham radio operator in Montana claimed to hear a voice in white noise. It spoke just 2 words. Come home. He recorded it. The waveform matched the signal from Utah. 3 days later, he vanished from his cabin. All that remained was a hand-drawn map of Caelira. The number 91 kept showing up. Apartment numbers, flight gates, clock faces. Some called it a coincidence. Others believed it was a countdown, or maybe coordinates. Eliza once wrote in her journal, "When the 91st gate opens, I'll remember everything." A voice memo surfaced from an encrypted folder linked to Eliza's name. Her voice, older now, whispering, "If you're hearing this, you've seen it too. The statue, the streets, the sky without stars." Then silence, except for one faint word. Caelira. Hundreds still claim to remember it. A city not found on maps, but burned into memory. With silver roads, broken clocks, and violet skies. The world insists it isn't real. But some memories don't care about reality. Was it all a shared hallucination? A buried archetype? Or a leak in whatever reality we think we live in? Eliza Marin may never return. But Caelira is still waiting.